Hey, it's Zane here, and happy Wednesday to you. I want to take a few moments today just to share with you some thoughts around how it is that you can take ownership of your morning routine and why that is so important. You know, as we get into our middle stages of life, and I recently turned 51, it becomes so important that we really prioritize our daily routines, that we prioritize wellness. And if we don't do that, we're going to get into our middle stages and later stages of life and really start to pay the price in terms of our physicality, our mobility, our agility, our ability to recover from simple things, little bumps, niggles, falls. You know, there's a lot of people that really suffer when they get into their 60s, 70s and beyond that because they're not doing the right things on a daily basis. And I really believe that the key to it really begins with what you do first thing in the morning. And for me, I like to dedicate my first hour to hour and a half to me time, to really ensuring that I'm setting myself up mentally, physically, and even emotionally as well, so that I'm in the best and brightest possible state that I can be in, just knowing that, you know, I can get on with my day, knowing that I've done all the right things to really set myself up, not just for my day, but also paying it forward for my life as well. And so if you're in your middle stages of life, and it could be, you know, your late 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 60s, and you struggle with just maintaining a robust morning routine, and you just need a few tips on how to do that, then I just want to share those with you here. The first thing is it's really important, I believe, just to have a plan. And it's not to be, you know, overly rigid or militant in your approach, but certainly I believe that any success in life, you know, if we fail to plan, we plan to fail. And I believe that we can also apply that just to our basic approach to our daily habits and our wellness routine, particularly first thing in the morning, when we tend to have that time and space and clarity and that clearing to be able to dedicate to our mind and to our body, to ourself, to our own self-care. And, you know, we know what it's like once we get on with our day, and it could be a project we're working on, it could be a business, could be work, whatever it is, kids, you know, grandkids even, there are distractions. And I really believe that once we get it, you know, into our day, it's so hard to retrace and to go back and do the right things that we could have done first thing in the morning. So for me, that's why morning routine is so important. And I have a little mantra, it's a 4-part mantra that I'm very conscious of, and it's kind of how I live the first hour of my day. And that is to, when I wake up, I like to breathe, stretch, hydrate, and move. Breathe, stretch, hydrate, and move. And I know it sounds simplistic, but really the simple things are the sustainable things. And so the more simple you can make it, the more consistent you're going to be, and the more sustainable the results are going to be in terms of your overall physical, mental, and emotional health and well-being. So breath work is really, really important. You know, we breathe tens of thousands of times every single day without even thinking about it, just subconsciously. But very few people take the time to breathe intentionally or consciously. And there's a reason why in the martial arts and the ancient arts like yoga and Tai Chi, etc., there's a reason why there's so much emphasis placed on breath work. Now, these are practices that I've done for decades, and, you know, we start our practices with breath work. And the reason for that is because when you control your breath, you control your mind. And when you control your mind, you create a clearing to control your body. And it's a way of also activating a process of homeostasis and healing and intention for what it is that you're about to do. And there are so many distractions in life. There is so many things that kind of can very easily derail us from our intentions, from our plans, from our goals. And so we need to take a moment just to create that clearing. And one of the best ways to do that is with breath work. And I can't think of a better time to do it than first thing in the morning as an activation session for your day. So I always start with breath work. For me, it's typically a simple box breath where I breathe in for a count of 4 or 5, hold for a count of 4 or 5, out for a count of 4 or 5, hold for a count of 4 or 5. And I just repeat that 4 or 5 times. Again, in for a count, hold for a count, out for a count, hold for a count, and just repeat that as a cycle 4 or 5 times. And you'll find that when you do that and you just take a moment to practice that moment of clearing, it really sets you up, to get on with the next part of your day. So for me, I like to do it out on the balcony or on the front porch, on the back deck, where I can get a bit of fresh morning air into me as well. And so just do what works for you, but really important to start your day with that breath, a little bit of breath work to get your brain activated. Also into the diaphragm, when you breathe deeply, you really help to support and activate the digestive process, which is so important first thing in the morning. So breathe. Next is hydrate. When you sleep, your body is going through an assimilation process, and then that dovetails into the digestive process, which starts in the early hours of the morning, and your body requires a lot of water to do that. We all know that our body is made up of 70 to 75% water, brain and body, and the brain depends on water to function. And in fact, the weight of the brain is about 2 liters of water. So it's very important that we hydrate at least with 2 liters of water per day, if not more than that. And one of the best ways to kickstart that process is to get hydration first thing in the morning. So for me, after I've done a little breath work, the next step is to get down into the kitchen. I've typically got chilled water in the fridge that I've placed there from the night before. It's a nice, good-sized mason jar filled with water, and then typically a couple of drops of essential lemon oil, or even fresh squeezed lemon juice, a little pinch of salt, and I mix that, and I just pretty much down the hatch with that first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'll do 2 glasses, if I'm about to go to a more active workout where I know that I'm going to be sweating quite a bit. But really, my goal within the first hour to 90 minutes of waking up is to get into my body at least 1 litre of water. That way I'm paying it forward, and I know for the rest of the day, just when I'm sitting at my desk or going about my day, I've got water with me all the time, and I know that it's going to be really straightforward to get at least that extra litre in, and to get that 2 litres of water as a minimum done per day. Next is stretching. Now, stretching is so important. A lot of people don't stretch, even people who exercise. It's amazing how many people who I see train and they finish their training session and they just don't exercise, and they're really not doing their body a service when they do that. It's so important first thing in the morning and after a nice long walk or any kind of training or exercise workout routine that you do, to just take a few minutes to loosen the muscles and to just really activate the process of recovery, which really is expedited when you stretch. It doesn't have to be over the top, but certainly taking a moment to stretch out your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, upper body. Simple little routine that you can do and follow that feels right for you and your body is just going to really help to stay nimble, agile and mobile, particularly as you age, and also to help the recovery process that is required after your exercise. So again, breath work, hydration, stretching, and then of course movement. Now, it depends on your goals, depends where you're at, depends on your age, depends on your fitness, depends on a whole bunch of things what you choose to do after that. But for me, I've got a very, hybrid approach to what I do first thing in the morning in terms of my training. And, I train for cross-country mountain bike events, so periodically throughout the year I get involved in a training block that's very specifically related to that. But right now I'm in the off season, and so I'm doing a lot more strength training, a lot more mobility work, yoga, those kinds of things. So really just find something that works for you. If I was to recommend a generic program for anybody, it would be to ensure that you're walking at least 30 minutes per day, and that you're intertwining into your weekly routine at least three strength training or resistance training workouts per week. And they can be 30 minutes to 45 minutes, light weights, body weight, some wonderful apps available online with simple workouts that you can do at home. You don't even need to have elaborate equipment or to attend a gym, but it's just so important that you're getting some form of resistance training into your routine every single week, because one of the things that happens to us as we get older is we start to lose muscle mass unless we stem that tide, unless we're doing something to ensure that we're activating muscle maintenance and muscle growth. So resistance training, again, not enough people do it. A lot of people, they'll walk and they'll run, and they'll get on the treadmill, they'll get on the stationary bike and they'll sweat their bum off and feel like burning a lot of calories, but they wonder why their body shape's not changing. And you're actually doing yourself a disservice if you overdo that kind of exercise without taking care of your muscle maintenance and strength. So really focus on that, intertwine it into your weekly routine, and you're going to go a long way to really setting yourself up to avoid a lot of the ailments, diseases, and decline that happens to a lot of people as they get older. So again, morning routine, so important. Find what works for you. Dedicate your first hour to yourself. Breath work, hydration, stretching, and movement. You'll not only have a great day, but you'll set yourself up for life as well. Hope you got something from that. This is Zane signing out. Stay strong, live well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you really soon. Bye for now.